Hello, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls. I hope all is well with the collective. The word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is ego. And I'm going to use the word ego, and I'm going to base it off of what's going on in my life, right? The last time I made a video, I broke down and explained to you guys that they're mad at me, right? Fuming, pissed off. They're mad at me, right? So because of my last video and how I explained to you guys about the security and how they're keeping up their commotion, well, I went back there, of course. And when I went back there, apparently, when I went back there, ladies and gentlemen, I did not go into the mall. I stayed in my position. You know, my position I keep telling you about, that's at the CIBC. I just sit on that thing. I just sat on my position. I did go in the mall a little bit, but not really. I just went in the part where the pizza was. Okay. Now, pay attention to what it is I'm telling you I went to and where I went and why it's so important that I'm telling you about, say, the pizza store, right? Now, ego is a serious thing to play into, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter what form of ego you want to use. It could be ego, it could be egocentric, it could be egoism, it could be egotistic, it could be egomaniacal, right? It could be egotism, right? They're all still the same. They're all bad. Every single thing to do with ego is not good. So yeah, Beyonce still shitting on you. So yes, everything to do with ego is not good, right? Definition of ego is self, pride, vanity, conceit, self-esteem, right? Egocentric, selfish, conceited, self-loving, self-seeking, narcissistic, self-absorbed, self-affected, self-centered, self-involved, vainglorious, individualist, self-conceited, self-concerned, self-indulgent. That's egocentric, ladies and gentlemen. Egoism, in a nutshell, narcissism. Egoistic, cocky, proud, stuck up, boastful, pretentious, right? Egoistic, smug, self-absorbed, right? Egomaniacal, self-exalting, vainglorious. Egotism, boasting, bragging, arrogance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to explain to you guys that they just keep bothering me, right? I'm not the one bothering anybody. They just insist on bothering me. And when their bothering tends to start to annoy me, I just then put them on front page, basically. I just show them for who they are, right? Now, what I do to them is not anything to do with ego. It is to show you guys that there is clearly something wrong with how the structure of the system and who works for it uses their mind frame, right? They tend to continuously disrupt, invade my space, right? With no concern or care to how I feel about this, right? So when I now expose them, their ego has then become bruised. And when their ego has become bruised, they become they start to become a bully. What I spoke to you guys and taught you about a bully is because then they're gonna come bulldozer me now, right? Because their ego is bruised for what they have done. I put out for all to see, right? Now, it's fine with them doing what they're doing to me for all to see, right? For making me be homeless on the street for all to see is fine with them, right? But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls, is they do not like when you expose them, when you put them out on the front page, when you put them on the scene, right? For they like to hide in the dark, right? To do the things that they're doing to make other people look bad, right? But they don't like it when you do it to them. Hence, ego, right? Now, as I said, when I came out there to that mall, what I did was go into that pizza store. Now, I'm telling you about the pizza store. It's simply because the night before, ladies and gentlemen, was the full moon, right? When I went into the pizza store, they couldn't wait to do black magic on your girl, right? Along with the owner of, say, the mall itself that works in the mall and stuff that, like, you know, is big friends with the security. Because as I told you guys, the whole place is an op, right? That could only explain how ops are in the mall before the mall could actually be open, right? So, of course, the owner, because it's late, it's like late, like in the morning, late at the pizza, and owner comes from within the mall, comes into the pizza store, talks to the I don't know, I guess you call them the owner of the store for a second, and then basically they're putting their plan into motion. So I'm going to order something, a second thing, for I've been there a while. I've been, of course, doing work for you guys, right? And the kid that was servicing me said that he's on his break. See, the thing is, everybody was on break within the store, but at the same time everybody was on break, at the same time people were actually coming in. So he told me I can't get served, but they immediately served everybody that came in, right? Leaving only me in there, right? So of course they all go to the back doing their magic to put magic on the kid on the full moon, right? So of course the kid is aware what's going on, so she leaves, right? So that didn't pan out in their favor, right? So let me recap you, speed you up to play now, and explain to you about my position. See, I went to that store purposely because they did magic on me, right? And then I went to my position outside and I just chilled there the whole day. I did not go into the mall at all. So of course it left all the ops to have to come outside of the mall to see what Wise One's doing, right? For Wise One is at the mall, but Wise One is not going into the mall. See, when your ego is bruised, it's because you like things your way, right? Self-involved, right? Self-conceited, narcissistic, self-absorbed, right? So for them, they're looking at it like, why isn't she coming in the mall? She needs to come in the mall. But of course, as I said, Wise One doesn't go by what anybody wants her to do. Wise One does what she feels like doing, right? So of course, this forces their hand and it makes them have to come outside. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I be just sitting on that position, as I said, and I be singing songs like, come outside, come outside, right, is the songs that I'm singing, right? Because they got to come outside, for I ain't going inside. That means everybody's coming outside. All the ops that are inside there, they waiting the kid for wherever she goes in there, they all got to come outside, right? The security has to come outside. See, the cleaning people have to come outside. They all got to come outside, because wise ones not going inside. So when I say their ego's bruised, this is how you know their ego is bruised. Now, between I guess he's the owner of the mall, and between, remember the security I told you that doesn't wear the uniform? Yeah, between the two of them, okay, not the owner first. First it was the security that doesn't wear the clothes, and then he came with the Indian, with one of the Indians, not the type one, right? He comes out there, and he comes to me, and he tells me that I can't be up there, right? So of course I'm expecting some stupid shit like that. So I said, not a problem. So I came down. Then he proceeded to tell me I can't stay there, for I'm loitering. And I said, well, you're not making no sense. I could not possibly be loitering when I shop here. I buy things here. That means I am not loitering. And he proceeded to talk about a whole bunch of stuff as if he is smart, right? Trying to tell me I'm loitering and how I can't stay there. And I said, that's not a problem. I'll just keep walking back and forth, pace and pace, right? But then he proceeded to talk and say that I can't be right there in that location. Now, let me tell you why he's saying I can't be there in that location, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not able to see say what's going on with my videos, and say the views that are going on. For, if you guys haven't seen, I got to be doing all kind of stuff just to get them out to you, right? So I apologize if I can't communicate. If you're trying to communicate, I apologize for not thumbsing up and stuff like that, for I got to keep doing things quite out of the ordinary just to put these videos out to you, right? He did not want me in that particular place, for I was drawing too much attention. Now let me bring you back to ego again, right? Now, when I told you guys where I was, right, you were also aware that multiple agents and ops came out. You all knew this. You also knew that even the gang shit, that's all I know. That's the only way I know how to explain them. Those ones who I guess feel like they gully to come for the kid, right? Came out, right? So everybody knows your girl's position, right? Who's coming for the kid. So because they know where my position is to come for the kid and stuff like that, of course the government agents, the ops, are all about it at that time. For that is how big their ego is, to take down the kid, right? See, the problem is what they thought they should let happen didn't work out in their favor. And because it didn't work out in their favor, of course, egos are bruised, right? So if it didn't work out in your favor, I'm assuming like an ass, or I'm beginning to think that I drew more than the negative attention. I also drew in the also positive attention. And because of this is why the security is not wanting me to stay around that spot. Now, he couldn't come up with a good reason for it is a stupid reason. You can't tell me not to be there. You can tell me probably not to sit on it, but you cannot tell me I can't be around it, right? Within all of this, I guess the owner would come over, and then they're talking. Now they're trying to ignore me because I guess they figure they're upset at me. But no, ladies and gentlemen, you already know me. I'm just laughing at them because I told you before, they look very silly to me. Right? So when this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the op. I even told you about this op. The one that I went out there and I told you that he's there sitting down smoking around the corner. Yeah, that op, he comes and he goes and walks over there and stands up and leans on what? My position spot. Right? While the security and the owner for the mall, I'm assuming, is there. And I'm like, so what? Y'all ain't gonna tell that nigga he can't idle right there, for it is called loitering right there? They proceeded to ignore me. As I said, egos bruised. This is why y'all shouldn't have big egos, ladies and gentlemen. It's a negative word, right? Egos bruised. Now, I sat back and paced around there because they can't tell me I can't be right there, you know, even when they're telling me about private property and they're like, do you know you're being watched? I'm like, ha ha ha, of course I know I'm being watched. I purposely sat here so I could be watched, so the cameras are on me. So that when you start talking your nonsense and when you guys are telling your stories, you should tell your stories good. Like for instance, you tell me I can't be right here, and the same way how you're not telling him he can't be here, the same way how people are parked right in front of you that ain't supposed to park in the parking spots, but you ain't telling them not to park there. Why? Because they're also what? Ops. Why? Because only ops do illegal things, ladies and gentlemen. See the civilians, they follow the rules. You want to catch the ops? Anybody doing the things that they're not supposed to be doing are the ops, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Those rules don't apply to you. Right? It only applies to the ops. Only they can do these things. Right? Now, when he was telling me, well, you're on camera, I had to ask him, I go, so did your other security know he was on camera when he was lapsing the man that parked in the parking spot and told me that I should go and clean it while he pops him like that on the camera yesterday? Did your camera catch that too? Right? So he's giving me like this really dirty look. As I told you, they be fuming. They're mad at me. Mad at me, right? That is the story of how an ego gets bruised, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'll tell you why the manager was out there. The manager was out there because of the black magic they were trying to pull off the night before. That didn't work out in their favor, right? So I was like, what? You're also mad, huh? It didn't work out in your favor to put black magic on the kid on the full moon, huh? See, their ego is so bruised that this is their comeback to come at the kid, right? Tell me I can't be at the spot. So of course, you know I'm gonna go back there and still not sit on the spot, but I'm gonna circle it and walk back and forth, pace around it, so y'all will still be able to find me. for the good people who's actually looking for the kid. Now I gotta say, people's out there calling me a celebrity and a dude, a nigger. When I passed by the Tim Hortons leaving early one morning, he said gangster, and I thought, please don't call me no gangster, because I ain't no gangster. Gangsters get shot out here in these streets. Gangsters get shot out here in these streets. See, I'm just telling the story, and I'm just telling you my story, which is this is what I have to deal with, right? Just to get out these messages to the collective. So that is the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, ego, and why you shouldn't play into ego, right? For when it all comes crumbling down, you end up looking like the what? Egg. Oh, it's a humor I have in my head. Every time I hear the word ego, I just think of an egg. So, every time I hear the word ego, I just think egghead. Not actually formed. You got to cook it, right, for it to be formed. You got to boil it for what? To be formed. Egghead. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name WiseOneTeach Teach. You can call me Teach, and you can call me T. If you like this video, please thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Oh, look, it's me, guys. See, it's me. It's just the glasses. It's me. But you know, you hear the laugh. It's me. I don't think a lot of people have my life. See y'all soon. Bye.